There it is. Ah,
Here we are.
We're on the internet. Hello.
Hooray!
Hooray. Yay. Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
And welcome to episode 139, and change that, of the Game Brew Podcast, the bi-weekly video game podcast, where we sip delicious bevs, discuss video games, and we don't care what you say. We are only going to run at 30 frames per second. Okay?
That's it?
That's it.
Is that because we have to?
No. It's because we're too lazy to do
Because
anything.
we want to.
No, we don't want to either. It's just that's what we're doing.
Okay, cool.
I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
I'm Chris.
Oh, hi, Chris.
I was
Hello.
sipping.
Hi. Hello. And on this episode of the Game Brew Podcast, we asked the question, what's happening? Just in everything. Like all
What's
of it.
going on?
What's going on? Just
That's all
like
we can say.
all the places. But first, I mean, this is a beverage and a video game podcast. So, Chris, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Hacker Shore Oktoberfest.
Ah, yes.
It's one of the, I believe, 6 Munich breweries that contribute beer to Oktoberfest or
They
sell beer at
do.
Oktoberfest.
They do. That is correct.
And by at Oktoberfest, I mean at the Oktoberfest.
The
not at
Oktoberfest.
a Oktoberfest. Guinness apparently has an Oktoberfest like festival. It looks cool,
I'm sure
but it's
it's
kind of
fine.
weird that an Irish beer company is doing. They also did it not during like the time period of Oktoberfest.
Oh, well,
I digress.
yeah. But that's like But that's like whenever people are like, "Oh yeah, Oktoberfest," I'm like, "It's not Oktoberfest anymore, you guys."
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah,
so
no,
you're
there's
aware.
like my parents were telling me they're going to like an Oktoberfest thing next weekend, and I was like, but it's not Oktoberfest.
It's like it's the.
And they're like, but it's October, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not Oktoberfest.
That's why there's like a difference between like the American Oktoberfest with a C and
Mhm.
actual Oktoberfest with a K. Like Oktoberfest, we're just celebrating October, the fact that it is October.
And you can go to town with sausages and German beer.
Not Oktoberfest though.
Yep.
Not Oktoberfest because it's not in September and the first week of October.
Well, yeah, I was about to say.
But
But anyways, Hacker Shore Oktoberfest. It's a darker Oktoberfest, but it's quite good.
so that would
like
be that's a Dunkel, right? No,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah. So I also have some Hofbrau ones, and they're much lighter. I'll show it later when I
Yeah,
pour it.
because I was going to say the Hofbrau, they're
They're dark.
they're
Yeah,
dark, so
but
you can't see them beside. But when you open it eventually, we'll be
Yeah.
able to see it.
I'll get there.
I've just realized that I'm like not in the center of my camera, and it made me very self-conscious. Now I'm in the center of my camera, so you can see my Eagles sweatshirt.
Did they win today?
They are playing at like 9 something, so not yet. Not yet. Not like the Fightin' Phils, baby.
Yeah, we.
What up? Phillies.
lost.
The what?
Ravens lost today.
Oh,
Fair.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just happy that the Phillies are NLCS champions, baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Now we just gotta,
I was kind of bummed they beat the Cardinals.
hey,
Uh,
suck it.
but good for you. Good for
Suck it. Speaking
for
of
you.
sucking it, here's what I'm drinking.
you.
So there's something fun happening in Pennsylvania right now.
What is it, Dan?
So whenever you buy alcohol in Pennsylvania, if you want to buy like hard liquor, you have to go to like a state store. If you want,
So it's like Virginia.
yeah, exactly. So there's like a liquor store that you go to, or like a wine and spirits, and then there's also like a beer place. So you can't get wine at a beer place, but you can't get.
But
beer
is the
in one
beer
place.
sold at grocery stores?
The beer and wine can be sold in grocery stores.
Okay.
Some grocery stores. There's there's weird rules behind it. But you can't buy hard liquor anywhere else.
So in Maryland, you have to go to a liquor store and they sell everything except on the Eastern Shore where they sell beer and wine sometimes in the grocery stores. I don't know why it's special and different, but everywhere else besides the Eastern Shore of Maryland has to go to a liquor store.
It's wild. It's wild the way this stuff works.
I don't understand the rules.
But at Wine and Spirits in Pennsylvania right now, something fun is happening. They are having clearance sales because they're getting rid of a bunch of brands. So there are some things that are like 50% off. Now, keep in mind, it's not the best booze that you could possibly get, but
it's cheap.
Booze. It's cheap and it's booze. Gray's got some facts here. Oktoberfest is big in South Africa too. Perfect. Special liquor license. There's different grades. They added categories for stores. So there's probably more liquor license categories. But I digress. Back to me.
So what'd you get, Dan?
Well, right now I am drinking. I have a bunch of stuff, but like right now I'm drinking Old Overholt 114 proof straight rye whiskey. Say that 10 times fast. Why don't you?
Let me see the bottle.
Here we go. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, I use that in a like a very festive holiday drink. I'll share the recipe with you. It's real good.
I'll take it.
It's like a festive old fashioned.
Yeah, but it's 4 years straight rye whiskey, so it is not great, but it is rye whiskey. So
it's not. I don't recall it being terrible.
It's not bad. It just tastes like rye whiskey. You know.
Yeah. Very cool.
I also got some like gin, bunch of wine for Friendsgivings and stuff that are coming up. All those things. So yeah, if you're in Pennsylvania right now, wine and spirits, hit them up. Get all the clearance booze you can.
Is it like it's like a statewide sale?
I think so. I think it's I think it's just wine and spirits stores. If it's like the store called Wine and Spirits. Then yes.
Is that like APC?
Yeah, it's like there's like a bunch of them. So
gotcha.
Yeah, go out, go get it.
Go wild.
Go on, go get it. Go on,
get it. Treat yourself.
Get you
to some slightly cheap, not the best alcohol.
Get you some cheap alcohol. But speaking of things that are coming, video games. What, Chris?
Wow, that was a great one, dude.
Thank you. I do my best. What video games? Because this is a gaming podcast. What video games are you playing right now, man?
So I'm trying to keep chugging along with Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's doing a little bit better.
Chug it.
With it right now. It's I kind of fell off it the last time I played it. You weren't here last time, so I was inspired to play it because of my trip to Germany. And
I listened to it.
You listened to it? So,
yeah, okay. I had to post on the internet. I listened to it on my car rides.
Oh, there you go.
I was just like, I had so many opinions. I didn't share them.
I can't wait to hear them right now. Let's do a podcast about your opinions on the podcast.
That we just did. Yes.
But yeah, so I did it because of that, and I don't know. I'm really enjoying the game. I got the DLCs for it, and one of them is like basically you become the burger of a town.
You become a burger?
That sounds delicious. So like the leader of the town, basically.
Yeah, the Burger Meister Burger. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Burger. I just met Nam.
Dudemeister means master of dudes.
Yes. Meister Singer.
Meister Singer, master of singers. Wait, yes.
The Master Singer.
Yeah, that's Master Singer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways, but yeah, so like you get to basically build a town and fund like different things and
that's interesting.
And like people eventually more people come in and live there. And, so that's a really fun little DLC that they added to it. It's a really like for such a small studio. Like I don't think Warhorse is a big studio. Mm-hmm. It's a really impressive game in scope and
scale
and with just like they really reached for it, and they're it's a little janky in like a Skyrim sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they did it. Like if you're into kind of a more hard RPG experience, like a more realistic experience, I guess. I think they really did a great job.
I've downloaded it twice to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't still. Ooh, Ragnar says Jägermeister means master hunter.
It does, Jäger, yeah, because
Nice.
I've had Jäger Schnitzel. What is Hunter Schnitzel?
What is that? What's Hunter Schnitzel?
It's a dish that you eat.
Okay, look it up. That's right. Type it in your computer.
So I mean, it's more of it's like a pork dish usually with a sauce made of mushrooms and cream.
Oh, that sounds good.
And usually served with like spätzle, which is like
Spätzle,
like fancy German egg noodles.
I like egg noodles. I like it's a
tasty little dish.
Asiatic egg noodles, but I also like those. I also like Jägermeister. See, I should get some.
I kind of got over Jägermeister.
You know, but Jägermeister's good to put in like sugary beverages.
Like
Red Bull. Not Red Bull. I don't like Red Bull. Monster. I used to go hard on some Monster bombs back in college, but that was bad for me. My heart would not survive anymore. And you're also playing but you're also playing Cult of the Lamb. I saw.
I am. I also am playing Cult of the Lamb. So I took a break from Kingdom Come and I was like, "Oh, I'll play Cult of the Lamb. I've heard that's good." It's great. I stayed up way too late playing that game doing just one more day. And it kind of has the feel of Stardew Valley in that but it's more focused on the combat portion of it. You still have a little bit of like town management that you get to do, and then you go and go into the dungeon and try to go farther, and then you can bring stuff back to upgrade the town. And keep doing that over and over. But then you also have to make decisions for your followers, and kind of cult you want to be. So you can do sacrifices, or you can raise them up into heaven kind of thing, or you can do
ascend people.
yeah and you can you basically just you can do one or the other. You can do make one so that they starve themselves, basically asceticism, I guess.
Okay.
And just things like that, and you can kind of control your followers that way, and eventually they get older, and then you don't want them to die naturally, but sometimes you can get benefits if they do die naturally versus you sacrifice them. But I kind of built myself, so I'm just constantly sacrificing old people.
Oh, no. It's like the what's that? It's like the town in Midsummer.
Yeah.
You know that scary movie? No? Okay.
I don't. I'm not a scary movie person. But yeah, basically it's constant. I'm basically constantly sacrificing old people. And you have to feed them, and you sometimes can feed them your followers.
Your other followers. Oh God! It
gets real dark, but it's also super cute.
Yeah, it
has a really cool soundtrack.
Every time,
and it's this cute little lamb.
It's so cute, and then his eyes turn black, and all the tentacles come out. It's oh no,
yeah.
Oh no!
It's a fantastic game, and actually, one of my coworkers, who's kind of almost like a closet gamer, video game player. Sorry, and he told me about it, so I was kind of I was okay. He told me about this.
It's funny whenever it's
interesting. Yeah, he's the last person I would think that would play Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah,
but he told me about it. He's yeah, the game's awesome.
That's that happened with there's people who play video games who don't think would ever play video game, be into playing video games. But I know, I think I was on Twitter, and Chloe Grace Moretz, you know that actress?
Mm-hmm. She was in Kick-Ass, right?
Yeah, she was.
She's a little girl in Kick-Ass.
Yeah, but she was she posted something. She was just hey, who else is playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta? And then it's should I try Destiny 2? People say it's addicting. And then 2 days later, oh my God, Destiny 2 is so addicting. I cannot believe it. I was just oh, I didn't think that she would be a person who would be into video games. A lot of actors don't really especially actors who do serious acting stuff. Don't always play video games.
That's kind of the same thing with people that play Warhammer, Rahul Kohli.
Yeah, I love Rahul Kohli.
He's great. He's super into Warhammer.
Yeah,
Pavel, obviously. Apparently, someone else I think the actor that plays Dandelion in that show is also into Warhammer as well.
Nice.
In Witcher.
Nice. See, that's a thing where it's if I had a lot of money, if I was famous and had famous person money, I would be able to spend it on Warhammer things, so that would be fine. Because that's always the thing I say, just with Legos, I'm just they're too expensive. I can't spend the money on it right now. But if I were famous, if I had $1 million, If I had
Had a
$1 million.
$1 million.
I would buy Warhammer stuff. I just would.
You could. You just have to.
And then I'd
you know,
pay people to paint it because I'm very, very bad at that.
You get better.
I know, but I have shaky hands. Could never be a surgeon or paint miniatures.
There are people that have shaky hands that do it. You can do it, Dan. I
Stop
believe in you.
making excuses for me to buy
I believe in you.
Warhammer.
I've just said I can believe you.
Stop believing
I'll
in me,
even give
Chris.
I'll even give you stuff.
I'm the opposite of a fairy.
I'll give you your first taste.
If you start clapping for me, I just die immediately. I'll tell you what I'm playing now. I'm going to tell you.
I want to know. I'm sorry. I took a long time.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. This is Game Brew Podcast 2.0. There's no time limits. The time mistress shows up and she has nothing to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Except for tell us her opinions. So first thing, Trombone Champ.
Oh, you played that?
I have it. It's just as great as you think it is. I just sit there giggling like an idiot most of the time.
It's like if Jono actually was able to create a video game, it would be that one.
It would be that because, and for those of you who are uninitiated, if you go on TikTok, there are people playing Trombone Champ that you can see.
You can see people do Trombone Champ of Through the Fire and Flames, and it's incredible.
That's true. Yeah, because there are custom tracks that people have made for it. I saw somebody who made a trombone version of the One Winged Angel song, the Sephiroth's theme, and it's just like. But basically, it's a game where
someone should do the opera solo from Fifth Element.
Oh, that'd be good. Somebody do it. If you know how to do it, do it. But it's been said it's impossible to sing, but is it impossible to play on the trombone? But yeah, it's a video game where you play the trombone with your mouse on the keyboard, and I
assume you just move up and down.
Yeah, and you click,
so kind of like almost.
Yeah, so it's like you move up and the notes get lower, you move back and the notes get higher. But it is not the most accurate, and it makes for some very funny content. As I said, I giggled the whole time I'm playing it.
It looks fantastic.
I recommend it highly if you like funny things, not being able to take yourself too seriously, and trombone. I have another music game I have been playing. It's called Metal Hellsinger, which is one that Carrie had said to play, and I did.
And
it's fucking tight.
A rhythm first-person
as
shooter.
Hell. So,
is it like if Doom was a rhythm game?
No, it's like if Tomb of the Necrodancer was a first-person shooter.
Oh man, so I'm looking at the Steam thing, Steam video.
Yeah,
it basically it's like Slay to the Rhythm with Serge Tankian from System of a Down.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing because you're just going through and you're like if you go to last Thursday or 2 Thursdays ago, whenever the Mongoose Omelet Boys were playing video games, I spent the first 20 minutes because Brad was there. I was showing it to him, and it's like you start out being like, okay, just click to the shoot things to the beat and jump around and dodge, and then eventually you're just like, and you're just like clicking and head banging, and it's just progressive metal. So once you get to and you get points, and once your point multiplier gets high enough, the vocals come in for the song because it's just metal that's playing, and there's a different track that's playing for each level that you're in. And then as your combo gets higher, then the vocals come in once you get to the highest multiplier of your combo stuff.
That sounds pretty. Seems pretty up my alley.
Yeah, it's when you multi-class as a bard and a barbarian, a bardbarian. So the tightest, it is the tightest. Please go play Metal Hellsinger.
That seems way cooler than what I was doing.
Trance. And then
no, not that. I'm just saying like Cult of the Lamb and
those are really good too. And then
they're great, but not as cool as this.
And then the most recent thing that I was playing came out 2 days ago. It's called Scorn. Well, it's because I have ADD. I have gaming ADD right now. I can't find something that's like scratching the itch the right way.
You should
Because
see a doctor for that.
or get one of those really long hands that you use to scratch your back with.
Yeah.
But there's this game that came out. It's called Scorn.
Okay.
And it's a first person horror puzzle shooter or a nice ointment. Yeah, Ian, I'll get a nice ointment. That'll help. But it's also it drops you in and gives you nothing. Like you're just there and it's gross. It's very like body horror, like HK.
Is it like creepy and
It's like sci-fi, but like body horror, sort of. Like you don't even really know what your own dimensions are. I think the very first thing that happened was like I woke up and then there was like a door that I had to open, but in order to open it, you have to put your fingers into like these like gooey holes and pull down, and it's like, and it like everything sort of looks like it's muscle tissue, and then there's like bodies everywhere.
do you remember Dante's Inferno kind of had that
Kind
feel
of, yeah.
in some areas?
But
Was
this
it
is
kind of like that though, but worse?
way worse. Like more like it's kind of imagine, uh, Alien, the movie Alien. You know the face huggers and
Yeah.
like where all the eggs are when they see all the eggs that the face huggers
Yeah.
pop out of. It's kind of like that, but everything.
It kind of has some 40K vibes to it.
A little bit. If 40K was also yucky, majority of the time.
Nurgle's pretty gross.
Nurgle's pretty gross, but I mean,
Tyranids are can be gross.
but it's like it's very unsettling. Like it's I enjoy playing it, but not because I enjoy looking at it, but because it's like a puzzler. So
is it is it a horror game?
No.
Or is it like a jump scare game?
It's not a jump scare game. It's
a
like
horror game.
It's a science fiction horror game. So it's
Okay.
like
So I feel like I could get into that. Like I'm not super into
don't-
jump scares.
don't play it with like Katie around. Like she would not like I have to not play it on like I was starting to play it on the Xbox because I was scared. I didn't want to be in my office by myself. So I was doing it downstairs where Sebastian was. And then like Hannah came in. I was like, I don't want her to. She'd be like, "What the hell is this?" Because it's very yucky.
Yeah, that's cool. And these are both on Game Pass, which is cool.
These are both on Game Pass. That is true.
Because I was looking at that on Steam and I was like, man, you spent a bunch of money. And then I was like, no, he did
it's
this
on
on
Game
Game Pass.
on Game Pass. I'm excited because I think tomorrow the next chapter in A Plague Tale comes out.
I think I saw that.
So I'm
Also, Deathloop and Death Stranding are both.
They are. They are both on.
It's like
I don't know if that's
two other games that I want to play.
Yeah, go. I mean, Game Pass is. Here's the thing, guys. Game Pass is sustainable, and this is gonna transition into our topic right now. Actually, where boop 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 doop boop doop boop 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 doop boop doop. Hello, my name is Dad. Here with the Game Brew Podcast, and we're gonna talk about some crap that's come up in the news for video games and shit. Board 11.
Oh man! So what are we gonna do until 11?
We're gonna just sit here in silence. I can't let it go any longer. I was going to see how long I could stick to the joke. I can't do it. Ian was like so soothing. There were some articles about the first things first, because I just talked about it. Game Pass. People were talking about Game Pass recently again because they were asking Phil Spencer, and they're just like, "Oh, Game Pass, is it making you money?" And they're like, "Yeah, but like it's sustainable. It's not making a lot of money." But it is proving to be a sustainable thing, which is like they're not really. I think it made of their revenue share, it made like $2.9 million, something like that. which
I'm
isn't
sure it was not just million.
might be billion, 2.9 billion. I don't know. But it was not a huge chunk though. Like of their whole
Yeah, I
like
can see that. But yeah, I'm sure it was more than 2.9
yeah.
million.
But it's like but the thing about it that people keep talking about with Game Pass, and this is kind of what we talk about why we like it so much, is because it's not really a way to make money. Like Game Pass definitely isn't like their highest money earner at Microsoft by no means, because
No.
it's a lot of content and it really isn't super expensive, but it is like sustainable. Like they will make enough money doing this to keep it to be that way, but also exposing new developers, like new and smaller indie devs, and like having first pass content. Like there are games whenever they're ready day one on Xbox. It's like, guess what? That's going to bring people to the console and like or like the computer, because you can use it on your PC now. So I think it's great. I agree with Phil Spencer. I think that Xbox Game Pass was a really good idea. We've changed our tune on that over the last 5 years.
Yeah,
we've been
I was
doing this
pretty
podcast?
not into it, and then now I'm pretty into it.
Because it's nice, because
Ian was right.
Ian's always right. I mean,
He's
this
not
is
always
something.
right.
He's okay. There was the one time that we all downloaded that game where you Absolver, that punch and kick game, and we'll never let him forget it. But if only
He really lost a lot of goodwill that day.
No, Will stuck around for a while after that.
No, that was bad. Are you sure that wasn't bad, Will?
I don't know. Does Will have an evil twin that I don't know about? I hope not. That'd be terrifying. Don't tell Mom.
It's like The Prestige.
Oh,
wait. That's an old movie.
I was gonna say you ruined it, Chris. You're
That's an old movie. It's
spoiling
fine.
movies. You're spoiling movies. Speaking of,
that movie's old. Whatever.
yeah, but speaking of movies,
I felt bad for a second. I was like, wait, no, shit. That's a 16-year-old movie. It's fine.
But speaking of movies, the first teaser trailer. Ian said, "Gotta go clear out my will vats." Oh no. But speaking of movies, we got our first teaser trailer for the Mario movie.
The Penguins stole the show.
I mean, really? Penguins are great. Jack Black
them.
as Bowser, I'm in. Like, I'm in.
I wish his voice was deeper, but other than that, he was great.
I don't give a damn. It's Jack
And
Black.
I like that they used some of his facial stuff.
Like it's still like his very animated like ha ha ha.
Yeah.
It's always
and like his yeah.
It was really
It was like a screenshot basically from Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Yep. And he's just like as low as Jack Black face.
When he does not need a microphone.
He does not
his
need.
voice is fucking powerful.
Powerful. And the Chris Pratt voice is as
it was just Chris Pratt
as we thought it was going to be.
He just is himself. I feel like he did even more. He tried even harder for Emmett in Lego Movie.
Right. It's like
at least that did I mean, it was Chris Pratt, but he was trying a little bit. It felt like,
and this is why, and this is like a big thing in the voice actor community too. Is like they keep in these movies, they keep casting
big names
like movie stars, and it's like stop putting movie stars in your movies and put good voice actors in your movies.
Well, I feel like didn't that kind of start with Robin Williams and the Genie?
Not necessarily, because there had been things way before that were like big actor names that were like doing anime.
Like Hexus.
Like what?
Was Hexus before that? Fern Gully. Not that was Disney, but
that
was Tim Curry.
Ooh, I don't know when.
And Robin Williams was in that too.
He was, but I will say though, Robin Williams was a comedian. Not at the time. Robin Williams was a comedian. He wasn't really like an actor. Like he was Mork and Mindy. Like that was probably it.
He had done a bunch of movies before that.
Yeah,
he'd done a bunch of serious movies too.
That's true. Fern Gully: The Last Rainforest came out
92.
When did Aladdin come out?
Aladdin came out in not 2019, also 92.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was a busy year for Robin Williams as far as voice acting goes.
Yeah, he was
And
crushing it.
yeah, and Gray, we did hear about the lead voice actor.
Yeah,
of
we were gonna
Bayonetta.
get there.
We were gonna get there, but this is the perfect time to do that, because she didn't quit. She didn't take the job.
Because they offered a really low pay,
They
but
offered her $4,000,
which is very low. But they also got like the most well-known female voice actress in the industry to replace her.
Who is that? I forget who's.
FemShep, Jennifer Hale.
Jennifer Hale?
Is that her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, Jennifer Hale. Jennifer Hale.
Jennifer Hale. Okay.
Like, who's been in everything. Like,
But it's true.
so clearly it was not about the money.
Well, or was it? Because from what she says, they only offered her $4,000.
Right, but they definitely paid more than $4,000 for Jennifer Hale.
So then I wonder what what's the
Right.
underlying drama of
Right.
this?
Jennifer Hale was also Avatar Kyoshi.
She was Avatar Kyoshi. I keep seeing Avatar things. Hello, welcome to the Game Brew podcast that inevitably turns into like a streaming and movie podcast whenever Chris and Dan have their own time. But this is just what happens. I keep seeing people who are signed on for the Netflix Avatar live action thing, and I'm like, yes. Like, I love that the Cabbages guy is the Cabbages guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that just makes me happy. But yeah,
so Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, but Bayonetta 3. So she was like saying, "Hey, boycott Bayonetta 3 because this sucks." I'm gonna look up the actual stuff here. Let's see here. Platinum claimed the replacement was due to various overlapping circumstances that made it difficult for Helena to play Bayonetta once again. Over a week later, Taylor went to social media to dispute Platinum's account, suggesting the studio wasn't entirely being transparent about what actually happens.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Apparently, Kayama's Twitter, the head of Platinum, or at least the head of developer on it, series creator, had his account restricted, and then he deleted it after responding to that. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, I mean, it sounds like they just didn't want her back for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've read, the game director said they held auditions and offered the role to somebody else. But maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the background of these things that we don't really know about. There's a lot of like, he said, she said, which is like why I would love to boycott this game because I've never played any of them. But
I like them. I like Platinum games a lot.
I mean, we like Platinum games a lot, but it's like I should never have played the Bayonetta game, so I'm not in that. I understand, Chris. I understand they're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what else was good in the early 2000s? G4 TV.
Oh, I was gonna say Blizzard, but
Blizzard also, but G4 TV was good.
That was.
Do you remember how it came back in November of last year?
Yeah. So did they do anything?
Here's the point exactly. Yes, it was a station on like Verizon and Comcast, and then they had Twitch stuff, and it released on November 12th, 2021.
Well, they did a really bad job of marketing it.
Yeah, because you know what? They're closing it again. As of
my
today,
my life is the same.
as of today, they're shutting down G4 TV once again because no one knows how to market things to gamers. To people who play video games. I mean, it's just
you'd think they of all people would know.
it doesn't make money. Like, it's just not a way. You're not going to get millions and millions and millions of viewers. It's just not going to happen because it's G4.
People are busy playing games.
Yeah, like in the early 2000s, we were still in a world where there could be like TV channels that aren't super expensive to run, and that's why G4 TV could be a thing. Now, with streaming, with
which it's like literally nothing to run anything.
Yeah, and so it's like it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Anyone could start a podcast, really.
I mean, anyone could
no credentials whatsoever.
Hey, you got two white guys? Guess what? You could have a podcast.
Oh, you like beer and video games too?
You could have a podcast. We're two white dudes with opinions on stuff that are generally the same. Welcome to our podcast. I've seen so many TikToks that are just two dudes with microphones talking at each other over the last like 3 days.
So it was funny. I was watching some Dropout TV, I love Dropout some of their skits, and it was one where they were talking about. I think Grant was going to be starting a podcast, and Zach Oyama basically like had to like have a come to Jesus moment that just because he's a white dude, just because he's in his 30s, he doesn't have to have a podcast, and you don't have to bring all your friends into it.
It's true, you don't.
And it was right after one where one of the characters was basically saying like they were trying to come up with ideas in the writer's room, and she was basically like shitting on all the other people in the writer's room, but like not saying their names. So it was funny that it happened right after that. So I think Tyler was trying to tell me something.
Yeah. Gray says they would have more success if they streamed in some form. They did. That was part of it. As they were also streaming on Twitch.
I had no idea.
But yeah,
were they doing it like Attack of the Show and
X-Play?
Well, I wish I'd known that.
It's one of those things where I
might have watched it.
They kind of marketed it in the beginning before it came back, and then once it came back, it just didn't. Like they just didn't market things good. Like, yeah, great. Oh wow, it's even worse than I thought. Put that as a Chris quote. It's even worse than I thought. But yeah, I mean, it's it's gone again. I feel bad that all those folks from G4 who came back for it are like got super hyped about doing it again.
Wasn't Morgan Webb back too?
I don't know if Morgan Webb was back. I know Adam Sessler was, and the Attack of the Show guy. I forget what his name was. He's a real skinny dude. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, no, that was such a cool TV station though back then.
Cool.
Kevin Pereira.
Yes. But it was cool, and it introduced me to like gaming things that I didn't know about, which was cool.
Yeah, like it was, and I guess it was cool in like the early stages of the internet where like you didn't have like those known places to go and see.
YouTube wasn't around. There was no YouTube.
Right.
Like you couldn't like go and just see, oh, I want to see new video games. I want to watch video game cinematics.
Or like see new stuff that's coming out.
Yeah. If I wanted to know about new MMORPGs, I would turn on the show Portal. And on there, that's how I first got introduced to my first MMORPG I ever played, which was called Anarchy Online, which I think is free to play now. You can still play it. It's still out there. I think it's kind of janky, but it's great. But in today's world, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's shame. You know what else is a shame is that before they released Overwatch 2, they didn't do any checks to make sure that everything was balanced the right way.
Or not even balanced, just that it worked and like people got their stuff. I did log in and made sure I had all my stuff unlocked.
I haven't downloaded.
I did just to make sure, but then I didn't play a game.
It's kind of like I don't know if I'm into Overwatch anymore, but we'll find out. We'll see.
I mean, I used to really like it.
It was
especially
fine,
with a group.
But it's like now there's like the heroes are unbalanced again. Like I've seen people like Moira, who is a healer, is now like people are assaulting with Moira, and she didn't used to be that way. And the unlock structure is terrible to
Yeah,
like
it's
unlock new things
pretty
because
predatorial.
predatorial or mainly, or it's just like crazy, like a crazy amount of time. Like in order to unlock the like skin for a season, you have to play for like the total time of like 115 days in order to do that.
How long's the season?
I don't know. Hold on.
Hopefully, at least 115 days. You just have to play the entire time. No sleep for you.
Yeah. It could take you up to 5 years to unlock all the cosmetics for one hero.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because you have to get like coins to unlock stuff. And like if you wanted to get everything, you'd need 15,600 coins, and it would take 260 weeks to get 15,600. I mean, the way they have it set up right now, like they could change things.
I'm sure they'll change it,
but it's like
because that's how it was in was it Halo that was real bad?
Yeah.
No, it was Battlefront 2 was real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my Hofbrau beer, by the way. So you can see it's
that's
much
more
lighter.
that's more of a light amber color. Oh, amber waves of beer. And then there was also a bunch of other stuff like their servers they did not have the servers prepared for whenever it launched.
I don't understand how, of all the companies in the world, Blizzard Entertainment doesn't have enough servers. The other one is Amazon, but I don't understand how Blizzard doesn't have enough servers and knows how these launches work. I feel like they were trying to really just create scarcity, like to make it seem like a lot of people were playing.
Everyone's playing.
Yeah. Oh, it's got so much high demand. You gotta wait. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You know what I think?
They should know.
You want to know what I think?
What?
I think that there was an IT guy who forgot to like plug in the servers.
Launch night was tonight. Ooh,
just like for real. I think there was like a team of people who was just like, why are we having so many server issues? And then they just like look over and there's just like 2 stacks that are just not on, and they're just like, oh no.
Oh, it's gonna take a couple hours for these.
It's like, oh, this is gonna take a while. Oh god, who was in charge of that? Larry. Oh, Larry. But there's that unbalanced heroes is kind of the biggest complaint that everyone's having, and the store.
Well, yeah, the big transition to 5 heroes from 6 heroes.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It used to be. It used to be 6.
2. Yeah.
Now it's 5.
Yep. So 1 tank, 2 DPS, 2 healers.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But anyways,
they also did release a new hero that straight up, the whole IT is like, yeah, boss, it's just really popular. All the towers are on. Oh crap. They did introduce a new hero, because you know how Overwatch has always kind of been like, there really hasn't been magic. It's always like, oh, it's technology. We have ways to explain this with technology. And then they just release a new hero, and they're just like, magic. It's magic. We got tired of explaining things, so
here's magic.
Is magic.
Cool.
Let's see. Next on the list, you know how they talked the 4080s, the
4080 12 gig,
yeah,
aka the 4070,
the 4070, yeah,
yeah. So the 4080 12 gig and the 4080 16 gig had different amount of like processor units basically in them. So like they were completely different cards. It wasn't just that one had 4 gigs less. It was really like a shitty thing. Nvidia could just be like playing the long game and being like knowing that they would pull this back at the beginning.
Yeah, they're just like
so that they can like they're gonna call it a 4070 anyways, but still charge way more than the 3070.
Yeah.
And be like, well, but it was cheaper than we initially announced it, so it's better now, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's the whole thing, is like these 4080s are crazy expensive. Like,
Yeah.
so, and also dim sum thick ass
The 4090 is a
cards.
thick boy.
It's a thick boy. Like, I look at
Like,
that, I'm just like,
it's like the size. So this is a dice tower that's like a book.
Yeah.
It's like that thick. It's thick. It's 4 slots. It's so large.
You would need to build. That's like you couldn't just get it and put it into your computer. It's like I have to
You
get
gotta
it
make
and
sure.
build
You really
a new
do.
computer around this
So-
thick ass boy.
It's huge. It's ridiculous. And they draw so much power. They so basically they can take 600 watts of power by themselves.
Ah.
Yeah. It's wild.
You need a big old power source.
So
for
basically
that.
you need a new power supply, a new case to
You
make sure
just
it's a
need-
high airflow case. I'm thinking about getting a new. I'm probably not going to get the 4090 obviously because it's a price of a new computer.
Yeah,
$1,600.
just
It's
spend.
ridiculous.
Yeah, just buy a new computer.
But
Just
I'm still
get a
probably
second
going to get a new
Plug those.
just because of how hot. Like I have a 1080 Ti and it gets hot. Like I can feel the glass on my case and it's hot.
Yeah, I can feel that now too. Well, mine's not that hot, but
Well, it's not hot right now, but like when I'm playing games, it gets hot. But
when I'm gaming, when I've got Cyberpunk 2077 going,
Right.
and me and all my chooms are going.
my chooms,
My chooms. Where are my chooms at?
great anime by the way. But this is not
I
an
haven't
anime
watched
podcast.
It's not an anime
You
podcast.
should see it.
However, some
Um,
great anime out there.
eh,
If you do want to start an anime podcast, you know where to go. These two guys right here. Hey, you
maybe
want?
Katie?
I think Katie will do it too. Well, I showed Hannah tangent. Hannah and I introduced Hannah to the Studio Ghibli.
Ooh.
As we watched Princess Mononoke.
Mononoke is good.
And
Have you done Totoro yet?
No, we haven't done Totoro yet. I was thinking about maybe Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's. I think Totoro has a special place in my heart, but I think Howl's is also up there for me too.
Yeah, because Howl's is like the right amount of like weird. Like it's like
Also, it was written by it was a children's book before that
right. Yeah.
by Diana Wynne Jones, who wrote this book that I really liked growing up called The Dark Lord of Durkham.
The
Which is
Dirk
a cool
Lord
book.
of the Dirk Lord of
Dark Lord of Durkham. But yeah, anyways.
Elder Akiri says, "Give me Spirited Away any day." I do love Spirited Away.
Oh, I think
I
Gray's
love
saying
it.
he has a Howl's Moving Castle tattoo. That's awesome.
Shut up, dude. That's tight. I don't have any tattoos because I don't love anything enough to put it on my body.
What about me?
Oh, Chris, I'll put you on my. Oh, Chris, I'll put you on my body. Baby.
That was just right there, and I had to take
Ooh.
it.
Just like your body.
But yeah, no, I the 4080 was bad. The 4080 12 gig was bad,
Yeah.
and also just like the prices of shit are ridiculous. 1080 Ti was like $700 or $750 when it came
Something
out,
like that. And now it's like,
and that was like the top end.
and now top end is
It's literally
costing
twice as much.
you $1,500. It's crazy.
Inflation isn't that much.
Inflation, it's just greedy corporations.
Not
at
that
this
much.
point.
No, it's ridiculous.
It's like, yeah.
Like the power of this thing is ridiculous. Like it's literally twice as fast in some games as a 3090.
Yeah. Elder Curry says he got their 3070 for $660. You know? So it's like, whenever it's like good, when it's on sale, it's,
It's not good now. That would be, it's around 500 now. You can
it's
go
around
for
500 now. So,
37 Ti, yeah.
yeah. But back in April.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Chris knows about technology stuff. Listen, I don't know that much. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been prowling for a graphics card recently. Anyways,
We did
and then actually
talk about this
a
at your
side
birthday.
kind of funny note related to the 4090 release. So Gamers Nexus, who does a lot of really good reviews and like analysis of hardware when it comes out, they were talking about the 4090 that comes. It has like this new power supply attachment, basically, where you connect like 3 8-pin,
yeah.
three or four 8-pin things into one that go into a 12 pin that goes into the 4090. And they were talking about
What?
basically how each. So it's basically like a
It's
like
like
a
you're daisy chaining.
four things go into one.
Okay, and then that
So
one thing,
four 8 pins go into one 12 pin
and then that 12 pin goes into the 40.
into the card.
Okay.
And basically, they were saying you could run it with only 3 out of the 4 attached, and it would only get up to 450 watts max instead of 600. And Corsair, and that was actually Johnny Guru who used to do like a lot of reviews on power supplies. He was basically saying, no, that's wrong. You're wrong. And like it's not like it gives you like more space. Basically, the headroom is maxed out with only 3,
Yeah.
but you can go to 133% headroom with the 4th one attached. And he was like, no, that's wrong. And Gamers Nexus basically shut them down on the next video and was like, no, you're wrong. And then Corsair released an apology.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Positively correct in everything that you've said. Yeah, Chris was drunk. He doesn't remember.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count. So yeah, technology is expensive right now. There's like, I guess there's like American companies that are going to open up to do like like processors or something, or micro, I forget what it is. But
yeah, I don't think they're like x64 like what Intel and AMD are though.
Yeah.
I don't think
it'll probably be,
they own the patent of that.
Yeah, it'll probably be more like industrial stuff
or like the stuff that's in phones.
Oh yeah, that would do it. Not Intel, Ian. It's maybe it's Intel. I don't know. Listen, there's a reason it's not a news podcast. It's because I don't know anything. I just play the tuba. What else?
Oh, VGA is going to stop selling graphics cards.
That's true. You and I talked about that.
We did. I was still sad about it.
I mean, Intel's not a good partner. I think everyone.
NVIDIA's not a good partner.
NVIDIA is not a good partner. Excuse me. And I think we all know that. I think at this point, everybody knows that. It's just like, how long until NVIDIA figures out that they're supposed to be a good partner to their technology companies?
Yeah.
So that and that was basically like, I guess NVIDIA had some like unrealistic like split like
yeah, basically they were
splits.
Like they were selling the process or the video cards basically to their partners at cost.
Yeah.
And so they were, they had to raise prices a little bit and like add their own fans on it and stuff. And like,
yeah.
And like at that point they were being undercut by NVIDIA's own cards, like that they were just releasing by themselves. And apparently the cooling solution on the 4090 is very good.
Oh,
like the ones that NVIDIA made.
Oh, okay.
So
well then.
It's basically like they're rigging the game for themselves to win.
It seems like that's called cheating.
It is.
Stop cheating in
but
business.
When you have like the like main engineer basically said that they have unlimited money to work and figure things out. So it's like they just get to do what they want.
They just do whatever they want. Friggin' companies with money.
And I'm still gonna buy an NVIDIA graphics card.
I mean, yeah, probably. God damn it. I will say though. No, never mind. I won't say.
Say it.
No, I don't know what I was gonna say, so I don't remember.
I mean, AMD's products are good right now. I just I really want like ray tracing to be good, and DLSS is real good.
DLSS is really good. I will say that.
But
there's
anyway.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about news wise? Anyone else in chat have anything for us?
Yeah, I was going to say, any news that we should look up, chat?
Anything we forgot or anything that... that they had a bunch of people that broke their legs at TwitchCon.
Going into like terrifying. A foam pit. Freaking...
so stupid.
Adriana Chechik broke her back in 2 places and is never going to like...
I forget who was sponsoring. Whoa, it was Lenovo, I think.
Yeah. Like they apparently it was like just the regular concrete floor and they put one layer of foam things down. And oh god, there's gonna be so many lawsuits. Like,
No, there's not, because they signed a waiver.
are you serious? Oh no, Adriana Chechik, poor
That sucks.
that poor girl. Like, she has to go through years of physical therapy now.
That sucks.
That's wild.
At least like her job is sitting in a chair.
She's not gonna be able to do that. Like, she broke her
No?
back in 2 places. Like, sitting's not comfortable. You can't sit whenever that happens.
Maybe she'll get like a setup where she lays down and it's above her. I don't know.
The pushback to Zelda again.
Which pushback? What was the pushback to Zelda?
Oh, it was pushback to spring.
Oh,
No, that happened in March. Hold on. Hold on.
be more specific in your
Be more
feedback.
specific with your feedback, Gray. Because we don't understand what that
pushed
means.
the
They
release back.
pushed the release back.
They poushed. I'd rather them release a good game than a
Half
one-time
finished.
game.
Bad game.
See Cyberpunk and Warhammer 3.
Yeah, because you know what's really great now? Cyberpunk. I've been playing it. I have insomnia. Chris sent me a message the
I
other
saw.
night because it's
I was like, that's weird. You're up.
I was like, it was 1:30 in the morning, and I just could not sleep. So I was like, might as well just hang out with my chums in Cyberpunk, Night City, bitch. And
I'm calling it Day City for. I call it Night City.
it's not Day City, it's Night City. I thought they just said they were pushing it back, but I could be thinking the ports for Twilight and Wind. I think that's what you're thinking about, because I don't see anything about Breath of the Wild 2. It's coming out spring 2023, but we've known that since March. Maybe that might have been something. Yeah, Wind Waker HD. Nope, that's from 2013. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. You might be reading some different news from me. Also, if you want to hear more about Twitch and the messes that they cause, go listen to the previous episode of the podcast, because Chris and Allison and Chris discussed a lot of the Twitch drama that's happening.
Yeah, Allison had the scoop.
Yeah, and Allison is in the process of moving, which is why she's not here. So I think she's almost done.
I believe
moving
so.
all of her stuff. So we might get some more regular Allisons in here. I wish
Which
I
would
was
be
regular, but I don't need enough. I don't eat
No
enough
fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Too many cheeseburgers, bud.
June burgers.
Tune burgers. Tunes burgers for my tunes. Tunes.
Yeah.
Oh, and the thing, I wanted to mention this and I never did. You remember how I said that Google wasn't going to support Stadia for that long because Google has a habit of picking up
I
things,
think we all agreed.
saying it's going to be the new big thing and everyone's going to like it and they're going to keep supporting it. And you know how Google is not doing Stadia anymore?
I do respect the fact that they're refunding a bunch of money.
That is good. I'm glad they're doing that.
I'm surprised by that. And honestly, that all right.
Like, way to go, but also like,
Support your products,
Come
but
on.
also at least like you
support
weren't
your
shitty
product.
about it.
But here's the thing: is that I think they're refunding the people the money they spent for the devices. They're
And the
not.
games.
They are refunding the game money.
Yeah, just not the monthly fee.
Okay, well that's good, because it's like that would be terrible if like you bought like all these games on Stadia and then you didn't get any money back. And also, Cyberpunk 2077 developer did like back up all the saves from Stadia players. So
That's nice.
if you were playing,
Yeah, I think they have cross-platform. Like that was part of it. Was like they have cross-platform saves now, I believe.
Yeah. And that's kind of why like CD Projekt Red was like, oh god, we got to back up all these cross-platform saves so that these people don't lose all their stuff.
Oh, and actually also, CD Projekt Red announced a bunch of new projects, including a new
Cyberpunk game.
A new Cyberpunk, and then also 2 new Witcher games. They're off-sourcing some of that stuff to other studios, but they're going to have management over it.
Okay.
So that could be good or bad.
Good. I mean, I think it's good because they really kind of stretch themselves pretty thin with Cyberpunk, I think.
Yeah.
And
well, a lot of it had to do with the QA company that they used. But if it goes like the way like the New Vegas Obsidian kind of thing, that's good. Because that was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game. I did love. Did you ever play Outer Worlds?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, because that was the same. That was Obsidian.
Yeah, that was basically their like kind of feel like similar game but different.
It was same.
Different.
Oh, Gray just sent us a picture of his tattoo. Oh, it's adorable.
It's
in Discord. It's very cute.
Oh, that is cute. Oh, with Calcifer?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Billy Crystal in all his glory.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I never watched it.
I didn't watch the American sub version because I read subtitles all the time.
Well, that's what Katie told me to do. Isn't Christian Bale?
Christian Bale is Howl in that version. But I mean,
Christian Bale, what a guy.
But it is interesting, I think, because there's a whole thing. There's some articles I could send everybody about the voice act, like the actors that they choose to be in the Studio Ghibli movies, because it is like a sought after thing, and they do. And Studio Ghibli has like the say, like they're like, these are the people we want to be doing the stuff. So like, cause like Princess Mononoke, I think Billy Crudup is the prince.
Oh, cool.
And who else is in it?
Isn't Jada Pinkett Smith?
Yes, she's
the woman.
She's like the one, not she's like the girl who's
the spicy worker woman.
Yeah, who's like she's not in charge, but she's like the one who's like the most vocal.
She's not in charge, but she's in charge.
She's like the who's the what's it? Oh man. And Claire Danes is San in that. I
only know of her because I recently watched that gaming movie thing.
Oh, Stardust.
Stardust, yeah.
Anne Hathaway is the voice of Haru in The Cat Returns. Nice, very cool. Yeah, Stardust is a great movie. You guys should watch it. I enjoyed it. Matt Murdock is in it. I forget what the actor's name is.
Speaking of Matt Murdock, did you watch?
I did, but
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox. Yeah. I did, and that
made me very happy.
I could not think of a better season finale for She-Hulk.
Yeah. Well, and the episode before that too was good.
And the episode before that too was great.
Really? I was hoping he would show up. Anyways.
And he did. I mean, you can't have a lawyer show and not have Daredevil and Matt Murdock. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
The only way it could have been better is if what's his name? His buddy that was in
Foggy Nelson.
Foggy Nelson
was there. I do love Foggy Nelson. Billy Crudup was Ashitaka. Nice. Minnie Driver was Lady Ibushi in that too. So a lot of names. A lot of big names, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, buddy, do you want to shoot some zombies?
Want to shoot some zombies, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
I would love
to shoot some zomboys.
Nice. Yes. So, but first we're gonna end the podcast.
Okay. How do we do that?
The way that we end the podcast is by this. First, we do the plugs. Chris, do you have anything to plug?
No.
Think of something. Like, come on. Okay, here you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plug.
Mongoose Omelet streams on Thursdays.
Damn it! That's mine. Thursdays. But damn it, now I have to think of one. Okay, shoot. Mongoose Omelet streams on Thursdays. Twitch.tv/TubeCraze. Crap. Allison streams on Wednesdays. That's Vinalia. That's Twitch. Usually. She's been moving, so it's been like hit or miss. Our
good friend Jay streams on a couple days. I'm not exactly sure which, but you can check out his at _Spaceman Spiff. He's a buddy of ours that we go to MagFest with.
That's right. Yeah, _Spaceman Spiff. We could
does a lot of Pokemon stuff, a lot of like shiny catching and that sort of thing.
Oh man, there's that takes a lot of patience.
He's
to be able
a
to
patient
do that.
person.
So Allison's twitch.tv/Vinalia. You can come hang out with us, see the dumb memes we have, and our terrible opinions on movies and video games.
One day we'll watch another movie and talk about that.
Well, the next movie that we're supposed to watch is Resident Evil. That won the one. Resident Evil 1. So,
got it.
If you would like to be a part of that, we're not watching VeggieTales. But if you want to be a part of the discussion whenever we have our next Game View podcast, you will have to watch U-Bowl's masterpiece of a film, Resident Evil, starring...
Oh, it's not U-Bowl.
That's not U-Bowl? Who is it?
Not U-Bowl.
Some other guy.
Her husband.
Her husband, whatever his name is. It's probably some like Jeremy Jerkson or something.
It is...
Who is it? Tell me, Chris.
Just give me a second.
No, Chris, tell me right now.
Give me a second.
Just look, director, Resident Evil movie. Oh my god, I'm going to find it before you do.
No, you're not.
Director, Resident Evil movie. This is what it is. We have
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Damn it.
I went to the Resident Evil page and it didn't get me where I needed to, and I was trying to find the link and I couldn't. I'm sure it was somewhere. Anyways, Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yes.
It's a masterpiece.
Masterpiece released in March 15th of 2002, the year of our Lord 2002.
God, 20 years ago.
Yeah, shut up.
When that movie came out, when Resident Evil came out, Return of the Jedi, 20 years before that, Return of the Jedi hadn't come out yet.
Oh my god.
That's how old that movie is.
I feel old. Chris, you're going to MagFest, right? Great.
I'm going to Swagfest, yes.
Great.
I'm still working on hotel stuff right now, but
I'm part of the group chat, and man, it is wild in there.
It's stressful. Yeah.
I don't want to miss Ian's wonderful joke. He says, "Please plug his new ointment business, Anti-Itch." Anti-Itch. I don't know.
I don't know if I get it.
We made the joke earlier at the beginning.
No, I know, but
it's a throwback. Chris, it's called a throwback. You call it bookending in comedy. Maybe make a joke at the beginning and then you make a joke at the end. That's the same joke from the beginning.
Oh, and it's like
bookending.
A circle.
No, it's not a circle. It's a bookend.
It's a bookend.
It keeps all the other comedy nice and squeezed together. But if you want to hang out with us, come to our Discord, bit.ly/discobrew. If you want to listen to the podcast that you just watched or listened to, you could do that too. It'll be released next Monday. You can find the Game Brew podcast, the space Game Brew, all one word, podcast, on all your favorite podcasting mediums, podcatchers, if you will. We're
pod pitchers.
We're pod pitchers. I'll pitch one.
Sure.
If you want to listen to a good improvisational sci-fi podcast, listen to Mission to Zix. They just recently ended their podcast. So you could listen to it all the way beginning to end. So, and it has like a story arc that goes all the way through. So,
but if you're going to listen to us, do not listen to the beginning. Just listen to the end.
No, you can listen to the beginning.
Maybe some of the middle, not the beginning.
The middle. I think like universally the best episode is like 26. I can't remember. It's the one where we talk about fruit or Mario or
No,
something.
that's like 11.
It's something like with the Mario being on Tinder or something like that. I can't remember.
I don't even know what that was about. We could probably do that again.
We could do all of the beginning episodes again. You know what we call
Let's
that?
just redo it. Remastering.
Reboot. Do a
Remastering.
reboot,
No,
baby.
we can remaster all of our episodes, Dan.
And then re-release them.
And we could do all of the voices.
We just
So
ourselves?
I could be Alex and Will.
We be everybody except for ourselves. We hire actual voice actors to be us.
Yeah.
And that is definitely copying. The McElroys did that already. They did an episode of their podcast, My Brother and Me, where they wrote the script of it, and then they each gave each other the other role. So like each brother was a different brother in it. It was very
awesome.
But that's going to be it for our podcast. So if you're listening to it, thanks for listening. And we're going to end the podcast portion the way we end every podcast portion, which is by saying good night, everybody. So good night,
Night,
everybody. But
Don't leave.